What's up, guys? We are live here. Uh, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. Waiting for everybody to lean in here, but yeah, Ryan Garcia got dropped in the second round against Rolly Romero. So we are going to be watching and reacting live to this fight as it unfolds. So far, Teofimo Lopez beat Arnold Barboza. Devin Haney won in a snooze fest against Jose Ramirez. If you have any comments about that fight was brutal to watch. But before we go into round five here, sorry, round five, round six, I forget. But let's take a. We got this live stream is brought to you by DraftKings.
What's up, guys? There's nothing like a huge boxing event, and this weekend we've got one of the biggest boxing events of the year, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero in Times Square. It's going to be insane, and Inside Fighting has partnered up with our friends over at DraftKings to bring you all an incredible offer where right now, new DraftKings customers who bet $5 receive $200 of bonus bets instantly, and all you have to do is use our promo code Inside Fighting at sign up. Use those bonus bets on same game parlays, or if sports betting's not yet available in your state, just go play DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. Get in on the action there. Again, new DraftKings customers who bet $5 receive $200 in bonus bets instantly, and all you have to do is use our promo code Inside Fighting.
All right, we're back here. We're in round five. Rolly Romero versus Ryan Garcia. Rolly's dropped Ryan in the second round. Crazy early moment on a pretty boring night so far. Not a lot of knockdowns, not in the Teofimo fight or in the Devin Haney fight, but here we are. Everybody was expecting Ryan to knock out Rolly, but instead the opposite has happened so far. Rolly is the one with the big moment, dropping Ryan. Uh, it's hard to score it so far, but in terms of total punches landed, Garcia has 24, Romero has 18. Romero has thrown more, so it seems like Ryan is probably winning the scorecards, even though Romero has the big moment so far. Just glad that this fight was the main event and not the Devin Haney fight, because that was a brutal one. I don't know if you guys watched that, but Haney versus Ramirez, the stats on it are brutal. I guess something like 200 punches were thrown by each guy, and only like 60 landed for Haney, and like 40 landed for Ramirez or something like that. It was brutal to watch. It was a rough one. Ryan's looking okay. I mean, not amazing. He definitely looks a little smaller than he did against Haney. You know, take with that what you will. But he definitely has woken up a little bit since getting dropped in the second round. He's definitely woken up a little bit. I am having a little bit of lag on my stream, but he was looking a little hesitant to start, but definitely is warming up now that he got rocked a little bit, so he has to pick it up. Thank you for the question, Alec. All right. You got it. I'll keep you updated. Derek James is giving Ryan some advice here. I think telling him to use his jab more, but so far on Mike Coppinger's scorecard, he has Garcia winning 48-46 so far. Uh, Gave Romero a 10-8 round when he dropped him, even though Romero is up 3-2 on his scorecard in term 3 rounds to 2, but Coppinger says that Garcia's up. That no, that has to be a typo. That's wrong. Okay, so it's Romero 48, Garcia 46. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. So yeah, it seems like Rolly is winning this fight so far. We'll see. We'll see what the judges say. You never know with boxing, but it's this is not the way Ryan would have envisioned it. That's for sure. Ryan just landed a nice left hook. Problem is with Ryan is like if he's just spamming with left hooks, it kind of becomes a little obvious at a certain point. Alec, how's my audio, by the way? Can you tell me? Do I sound good? Anybody in the chat? Just that I sound all right? I'm a little sick, so I'm a little congested. And by the way, guys, this episode is brought to you by DraftKings. We ran an ad earlier. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Uh, so you can this episode is brought to you by DraftKings. So you can do some live betting on the live odds with our promo code Inside Fighting. Make sure you guys do that because there's still plenty of time with 6 rounds left. 5 rounds left. What round are we in? I'm all out of it, guys. I'm on decongestant and stuff, so just give me a pass today. All right, yeah, we are in round 7. So we're halfway done. What do you guys think about this? Appreciate you, bro. This Times Square setup. It's weird. There's a lot of people in the crowd. I sorry, there's not a lot of people in the crowd. It's all floor level, but they're just fighting in the middle of Times Square, and though there's these like barriers blocking off the road so that people walking by they can't see the fights. They do have screens outside, but they can't see inside. It just seems like this is more gimmick than it is practicality because I'm not seeing New York in the background. Like if you're gonna do this in Times Square, I feel like I want to at least see New York in the background. Just seems pointless if you're not gonna do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing the point here. I mean, the fighters did show up in taxi cabs, which was kind of cool. Um, like New York, classic New York taxi cabs. They walked down uh, the city streets of New York, so that's cool. I think it's wild how they are doing it. You're 100% right. Yeah, it's just weird. It just seems like with big names like this, you'd also want to have a bigger crowd. This is a Ring Magazine event, so it's put on by Turk Al Sheikh. So really, the main goal here is not to sell tickets or to sell pay-per-views. It's just to get attention, just to be shared on social media because this is all funded by Saudi Arabia. So this is really just, this is all a sunk cost. But uh, I don't know. This just bizarre event. Ryan needs a big moment though, because it's not that he's doing bad. He's just not doing anything all that big. He did land a nice left hook last round. I think he's gonna need to drop Rolly or something. He's gonna need to have a big moment to maybe potentially eke out a decision here because I have a feeling if he wins a decision, it's gonna be pretty controversial. Just based on the way it's gone so far. There's still there's still plenty of time to go. Oh, Rolly's throwing some weird stuff. He's, like, throwing a I don't know, like a roundhouse jab, but that was weird. Rolly's just trying to keep Garcia on his toes. He's an awkward fighter to face. I saw videos and, our social media posts on Twitter that were going around of Rolly Romero's, pre-fight warm-ups, and people were making fun of him for, his footwork, and essentially just they were writing him off, saying that he's, you know, dead in the water, that he's basically just gonna get knocked out. But, I mean, so far, it seems like it's kinda kept Garcia at bay, that it's kind of been a little too awkward for Ryan. He's not getting his reads, his progressions, all that stuff. He's just not doesn't seem like he's comfortable out there. I was gonna buy the fight now, instead I'm watching you. Hello, nice to meet you. Yeah, hey, that's fine. I'm perfectly happy with you watching the fight this way. That's how I'd prefer, but, I'm sorry that I'm not at my best. I am coming off of a cold, but happy to have you here. Although if you do watch the fight, I would always encourage you to pay for the pay-per-view. I would never encourage you to illegally stream it. That's a big no-no. Deus, what's up, dude? How you doing? So we're in round 8 now. This is interesting because I mean, Mike Coppinger has Rolly up on the scorecards after 6, and I haven't seen Garcia exactly have many big moments. No, Rolly has not gotten dropped yet. Uh, Rolly dropped Ryan in round 2. I don't know if you're watching, but he dropped Ryan in round 2. That's been the biggest moment of the fight so far. Not much else has happened. It's just been a lot of jabbing, sticking and moving. But Mike Coppinger of ESPN had Rolly Romero winning after 6 rounds. He was up 48-46. So yeah, after 5 rounds. Okay, Garcia just landed a decent shot. But I do think Garcia has kind of gotten a little more comfortable, but I do think he needs a big moment if he's gonna steal a decision here, 'cause, uh, that second round is big because it was a 10-8 most likely for Rolly because of how definitive that moment was. But it's funny because I was just mentioning before I hopped on, everybody was expecting Rolly Romero to get knocked out in this fight, and so far it hasn't. So as an updated scorecard, by the way, one of the judges or somebody has it 67-65, Rolly Romero, through 7. Yeah, Alec, you're right. It might be that Ryan needs a knockout, or he needs to steal these last 3 or 4 rounds, 'cause it is still close. If it's 67-65, he just needs to win 3 of the next 4. So, it's still close enough, but this is not the way Ryan wanted it to go. Absolutely not. And I would have never predicted this. I thought just based off of what Ryan did against Devin Haney, steroids or not, whether he was Rolly just threw a nasty combination. I think he missed though. Steroids or not, Ryan beat the crap out of Devin Haney. I would think that he could handle Rolly Romero. I don't know. Maybe the steroids did help. We'll see. Who knows? The Ostarine, sorry, not steroids. Ostarine. I'm a Ryan fan too. I do want to see Ryan win. I want to see Ryan have a big moment. Uh, Boxing is better when Ryan Garcia is winning fights because he is a true superstar, and if when he's winning, the sport is better. There are all these people in Times Square. They're going to all these people in Times Square. The camera's panning to them. They're not even there for the fight. They're just people that are in Times Square. Why are you showing people in Times Square that aren't there for the fight? Just open the gates so that people could see the fight. Like, why are you gonna put them on I don't know. This is a weird broadcast. But this is what happens when you do that. All these people were flipping off the cameras. That's New York for you. Yeah, he is a draw. There are only, like, 5 or 6 guys in boxing that can really draw, a big pay-per-view, and we know Ryan can because the Ryan and Tank fight was a great success on pay-per-view. Ryan versus Haney too. Um, but it's Ryan, it's Tank, excuse me, Tank, Canelo, and then there's, Tyson Fury, Usyk. I know I'm gonna be, missing a few, don't get mad at me, but, he's one of, like, 5 or 6 that can really that really are pay-per-view stars in boxing. And pay-per-view is it's a dying business model, but he can still sell a pay-per-view. I don't think that this one will sell much, unfortunately. I don't think that this one, even though they tried their best to promote it, I don't think that this is on the same level as like a Ryan versus Haney or something. I'd be surprised if this was a super successful pay-per-view. It's all through DAZN. I mean, I don't know. We're never gonna see the actual numbers probably. I wanna, like, self-edit myself. I wanna double check this actually is a pay-per-view before I start spouting off misinformation. Oh, yeah, it is a pay-per-view, okay. This is a tough one to score, man, like, because after round 6 or 7, it's kind of been a lot of the same. Nobody's really landing anything huge. So it just kind of feels like it's gonna go to the guy who has the best moment. It kinda just this fight's turned into a sparring match a little bit, and I don't know, I just feel like this fight's gonna go to Rolly. It should maybe, but, who knows? The judges might not want that to happen. We all know how boxing is. Alright. Remember, guys, it's brought to you by DraftKings, code Inside Fighting. If you guys wanna make any last minute, wagers on the live odds, go to the DraftKings Sportsbook, use promo code Inside Fighting. Tell them we sent you. Sports betting is not yet available in your state. Just go play DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. That's what I love to do. I'm in California, so I do a lot of baseball, daily fantasy. I don't know what you guys do. All right, round 10. Sorry, guys. Damn, man, you were right on that. Sorry, I missed. Damn, man, you're probably right. Probably is going to do Rolly. Yeah, it's probably going to go Rolly. Yeah. I mean, right now on the fourth judge, this is this an AI judge that Ring Magazine is putting out there? 87-83 Rolly. Wow, they have Rolly winning the last 5 rounds. That's crazy. I mean, that could just be an indictment on Ryan's like lack of doing anything all that impressive here. This is kind of shocking because he hasn't done much. I wouldn't say he's definitely lost the last 5 rounds, but he just hasn't done anything special, and that favors the guy who's been more active. So yeah, Ryan's just not throwing anything. Rolly just slipped trying to take Ryan's head off. Yeah, they did. They had an AI judge for Tyson Fury. You're right. And there was some controversy about that. It was all messed up. The AI judges scored like multiple 10-10 rounds, I believe, in that fight, which never happens. Multiple 10-10 rounds. It was all fucked up. Uh, we're still a long way away from AI judging being where we want it to be, but yes, you are right about that. I think I did a post about that actually. 10 seconds left in round 10. Ryan is looking like a guy who is missing that Osterine. He knows it too. He looks a little defeated. We'll get there. You know, the UFC is actually going to switch to they're partnering up with Meta AI with Zuckerberg, and so what they're going to do is, oh my god, my eyes red. This is what happens when you get sick, man. My allergies, my eyes flare up. They are they're partnering up with Meta AI, and they are uh, going to do a whole new ranking system. Sorry, I'm listening. Okay, Derek James is trying to fire up Ryan. Good. Okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Um, they're trying to do a whole new ranking system with Meta AI in the UFC, and Christina White hates the way that UFC rankings are done by the media, and so they're trying to lean into AI to do that. I don't see the UFC leaning into AI judging anytime soon, although uh, MMA judging has become a point of contention lately with the way that like damage versus control time is weighed in the eyes of judges. So who knows? Maybe if there is successful AI judging here in boxing, we might see that happen in the UFC as well. But so far, we are a little off 97-92 Romero. Garcia needs a knockout. 100% Garcia will need a knockout in order to win this fight. 11th round. Somebody said on the broadcast, what is Devin Haney thinking if he is watching right now? Well, Devin Haney should be thinking that his fight was way more boring than this fight. That's what he should be thinking, because that fight was brutal to watch. I don't know if you guys watched it. Yeah, Derek James was trying to fire him up in he was kind of yelling at him a little bit there in between rounds, but um, yeah, I don't know if you guys watched the Haney fight. It was brutal. Record like just crazy low output, crazy amount of punches missed. It was Haney just tap danced his way to a decision. Ryan just looks scared to throw. Oh! Rolly connected on a left hook again. Uh, yeah. Ryan Garcia is about to lose to Rolly Romero. This is crazy. Yeah, Devin Haney fight was bad. It was not fun to watch. And I like Haney. I think he's a good fighter, but it was rough. Just there wasn't a single moment. It was just Haney kinda dancing around the ring the whole time, tapping him from the outside, getting in, getting out, end of round. It was the whole fight. Yeah, the broadcast is getting on Garcia now that he's not showing any urgency, and he's not. It's Ryan looks like he doesn't wanna be there. Oh, now here's Devin and Bill. Bill Haney's chirping at Ryan. Well, the money for the, Devin Haney rematch is that they might be mad because they're looking at this like that they might not get that rematch now if Ryan loses to Rolly Romero. That's not good news for getting the Devin Haney rematch, that's for sure. It's not even good news for getting the Tank rematch. You can't get one of those big fights after a performance like this. Yeah, Devin Haney's shaking his head. He knows. He knows. Damn, not good for him. He needed to come out and annihilate, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, save his career, it's I think his career is gonna be okay, but this is just, it's definitely a step back. He's gonna have to sort of go back to the drawing board. He might be too big. I mean, he might be better at a lower weight class. I don't know. I think he had trouble cutting the weight, but he was so good at 135. I don't think he can make that cut anymore, but he was so good at that weight just because of his size and his speed. Brian is not throwing anything. Ryan's just giving up here. He has to go. There's 2 minutes left in this fight. It's round 12. He has to go. He's not even going for it. Let's see what Twitter's saying. Well, Twitter's mocking Devin Haney's fight, but Dylan Dennis put out a tweet saying the Osterine really took Ryan Garcia's soul. I shouldn't be reading Dylan Dennis' tweets because he just trolls everybody, but I mean, he might not be wrong in this case. I don't know. This isn't a good look for Ryan, that's for sure. Because it's not like Rolly has had a great performance. He had one big moment, and for the most part, he's just kind of not let Ryan do much. Just had a solid defensive game plan. This is a big win for Rolly. I mean, what do you do? Do you make Rolly versus Devin Haney? I guess you could do that fight, but 50 seconds left. This is over. This is fucking over. Ryan's gonna lose, and the Haney rematch isn't that exciting anymore. I wouldn't blame Bill for being a little pissed at Ryan, like, especially if Ryan did do what they say he did, taking Austrian. and then having a performance like this after, dropping Devin 3 times and, beating him the way that he did and then losing to Rolly Romero in this way, it's not a good look. Ryan hasn't thrown anything in this round, by the way. He's thrown nothing in this round. It's over. Fight is over. Rolly Romero just beat Ryan Garcia. Man, that was brutal. Definitely not a bad fight like the Devin Haney fight, but that was rough. That was rough. What do you guys got? Do you guys think the, judges are gonna steal one from Rolly Romero here? Yeah, bro, this sucks. I need to win. Yeah. It would be kinda dope if there was a, big robbery from the judges. Not dope, it would just be hilarious, but it's not gonna happen. Rolly won. Thank you, my man. You might be, ahead of me. I'm on a little bit of a lag here. Ryan did land some decent jabs. But it's just nothing of consequence, nothing effective. Yeah. Well, now what do you do? Who do you put Ryan Garcia against? You might have to put him up against a can for his next fight. Get his confidence back up. Man, this is disappointing. Yeah, Romero outlanded 60 more shots, 267 to 207 for Romero, plus the knockdown. Just not the way that he would have wanted it to go. Was that Haney dapping up Rolly Romero? Did I just see that right? Was that? All right, here we go. We're going to decision. Yeah, Rolly Romero wins by decision, unanimously. There was a 118 to 109 scorecard. Yikes, that was dominant. Rolly's flexing in the ring. It's funny. So there you go. Rolly Romero beats Ryan Garcia. It was really kind of never close. He got dropped. Ryan got dropped in the second round and never really recovered. And Rolly just fucking breezed his way to a decision win there. I mean, that was even like That wasn't even it was competitive at times. Ryan had a couple of decent shots, but man, disappointing performance there by Ryan. He's gonna want that one back. I wanna hear what Rolly has to say, sorry. It was whack. Rolly Rolly just said he still thinks that, Devin should get the rematch. I mean, I kind of agree with that, like, if you think that it was stolen, then yeah, Ryan's talking now. Yeah. I mean, Ryan did have to take a year off. He was suspended, so this was his first fight back. He's not making any excuses. Um, I mean, I guess that is an excuse, now that I'm saying it out loud, but, um, you know, at least he's keeping it honest with himself. So that's that, guys. Ryan Garcia just I don't know what that was. That w yeah, as to quote my friend Deus over here, that was whack, and, definitely not what I was expecting. What was Ryan had to have been a big favorite going to that fight. What were the odds? Ryan Garcia was no, this can't be right. AI overview on Google is saying that Ryan was a minus 1,100, with Rolly being a plus 650 to 680. Wow, if that's true, somebody just made some serious money on Rolly Romero. What were the betting odds? Oh, I think it's true. Ryan Garcia was a minus 1,100, minus 800 on some sites, but oh my god. The odds makers really got that one wrong. Or Ryan, that's just how bad Ryan's performance really was. Minus 1,100, minus 800 on some sites. Rolly plus 550, plus 650. Jesus Christ. That was a brutal one, guys. Yeah. Garcia was a 14 to 1 betting favorite on some sites. And he put up that performance. That's part of the game, but it makes you wonder. You fight that you do that 9 times out of 10, like Ryan probably wins that fight. But after watching it, I'm not so sure because Ryan just didn't look good to me. He just didn't look like he didn't look fast. He didn't look strong. He didn't look like he wanted to be there. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, guys, Rolly Romero beats Ryan Garcia. Absolute shocker. Uh, Back to the drawing board for Ryan. What's next for Rolly? Who do you guys want to see him fight? Who do you want to see Ryan fight next? Do you want to see the Haney rematch still? Let me know. But thank you guys for tuning in for this little impromptu live stream of the Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero fight. And make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Our boy Cody Talks from Inside Fighting will be live for the UFC fights in UFC Des Moines. Corey Sandhagen versus Davison Figueiredo. So make sure you guys hop on for that. And to all the people who tuned in and watched, thank you guys for tagging along with me. And we will let's do this again. If you want me to go live again, maybe for other fights or for other you know just go live for any reason at all. Let me know, and I maybe I'll do that. But it's me, Jesse Rowe, with Inside Fighting. Make sure you guys follow Inside Fighting on all of our socials. I post stuff on TikTok all the time, so you can engage with me there. And yeah, thanks again, guys. Appreciate it, and we'll see you guys So yeah, see you guys soon. Later.